Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Sorry that I've been gone for so long. I know I had a video last week, but that was like 3 weeks of no videos before that, so I am so sorry. But I had a kind of bookish couple of weeks, and I wanted to kind of go over that with you guys. I want to do some of the tiny free libraries or little free libraries or whatever they're called around Sudbury at some point. I don't know if that's gonna be this vlog or another one, but I'm really looking forward to that. Something I did do though was I sorted some books with the kids. I reclaimed this whole pile. It's just reclaimed middle grades that they didn't want, so I'm like, you know what, I want to read them still. I'll take them back. Yeah. And then this pile is books I bought. So let's get into that. I think I'm going to go through the reclaimed pile first because that's going to be a little faster. So I got Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor. Ta-da! This author also wrote, I forget what the book is called, but I'll put it up here. And I actually had that book, but I ended up giving it away along with I was going to get rid of this one. And I changed my mind. I want to get it again, so I'm either going to thrift or just buy that book and the second book over again. But, so there's that book. Then there's the two Sad Ghost Club books. Yeah, I don't really know much about what they're about. I just know they're like graphic novel things about a sad little ghost who makes a friend. And then the boys said they wanted to get rid of this one. I'm gonna hold on to it just because I don't actually believe that they want to get rid of it, because my oldest has the second book kind of like displayed in his room. So I figured I'll keep this for now. If they decide they want to get rid of both of the books later, then I'll just put them in one of the tiny free libraries. I actually have a pile of tiny free library donations that I want to bring. It's separate from the used bookstore donations that I have, because the used bookstore is just books that I don't want, whereas the tiny library ones are like kind of newer books that I'm like, oh, someone might enjoy this still, that kind of stuff. I know I could bring it to the donation for and get like book credits and stuff, but I've already donated so many books that like I think donating a couple to the tiny free libraries isn't a bad idea. Next is the Hooky series. There's 3 books here. One of them is ruined. I forget which one has like a damaged cover or something. But I had seen it and I was so heartbroken. Oh yeah, the second book. It has this little tear up here. And it's so sad, but like that's what I get for giving it to the kids, right? But it's also a graphic novel. I don't quite know what it's about, but the art style is really cute. And like its color and everything. So all I know is that it's about a witch and a wizard, and I'm guessing they go on little adventures and that they play hooky from school. The next series is Anya and the Dragon, and then Anya and the Nightingale. So there's those 2 that I really want to read. They're middle grade. I think all of these so far have been middle grade. Yeah, because I give them to the kids, so yeah, they're middle grade. And then there's Tangled in Time and Tangled in Time is the series, and then there's The Portal and The Burning Queen. So there's those 2 books. Both these sets are really like fantasy driven and just sound really interesting, and kind of like I want to eventually get into that kind of thing with middle grade, with writing and reading. So these books are children's. So these 3 I backed on a Kickstarter. It's Super Cats Halloween, and then Super Cats Meow Wow. They're comic books for young readers, and I thought they were really cute. I backed them. The kids never read them. I might give them to my nieces because they're the right age range for those. There's a kids cookbook that I thought was really fun. I actually had an idea for a book similar to this where it's just like simple recipes, but it's like a coloring book as well. So this kind of just gave me motivation and inspiration again for doing that book idea. But yeah, it's really cute. It's just simple little baking instructions and stuff, and I'm hoping to get the kids into baking at some point. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of this already, but a Junimo coloring book. If I do, I'm more than positive that I do. If I do, then I'm actually going to color in this one and just keep the other one for display. Whereas right now, with my coloring books, I just like scan the pages and then color or paint them. But if I have 2 copies, I'm going to actually color in this one. The dissociate notes. I forget how I know the person who wrote this. I think they're in like a Discord group or like a Goodreads group or something that I'm in. But they said they wrote some middle grade short stories, and I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting, so I bought it. I never read it, and neither did the kids. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to donate it to the tiny library, but I think I might read it first and see if I want to do donation to the used bookstore or the tiny library. I don't know how I'm distinguishing which books go to which. I just kind of am looking at them and I'm like, oh, this one would be good for the bookstore, this one would be good for the tiny library. It's mostly like single books or small series I've been sending to, I've been like aiming more for the tiny libraries, whereas like big series I've been sending to the used bookstore. So that's kind of roughly how I've been deciding. But at the same time, there's certain books that I'm like, oh, this one is a single book, but it's part of a bigger series, so we'll send that to the used bookstore, that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but yeah. And then there's another coloring book here, which I'm probably going to scan the pages for and color, but it's a Dr. Seuss coloring book, and it's Horton Hears a Who. I have yet to find Horton Hatches the Egg as a coloring book. That is the Horton Dr. Seuss book that my grandma read to me a whole bunch as a kid, and that is the book that if anyone finds it, let me know because I will trade them. Hockey the Snowman is actually a book that my friend wrote, so I have a copy just to support her, and yeah. So that is all the books I took back from my children. So we'll just move this pile back over here. I might actually give hockey to my sister-in-law. Maybe. We'll see. I'll see if she wants it, because I already have some books that I want to give her. So, as I said, we were going through books. Oh, I don't like how my hair looks like that. We were going through books, and there was 2 buckets. There was, like, a smaller bucket, which had a lot of stuff that we already knew we were going to donate, and then the bigger bucket has, like, a lot of kids' books, and then some movies. And this book set was in there. The Hunger Games. I used to have a copy, like a set of the Hunger Games, and then I got rid of it. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my shelf anymore. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see a lot of my dystopian books on the shelf anymore. And it's funny because I'm getting back into dystopian, which is rather unfortunate. But I think this set might be my husband's because he had the Hunger Games set as well. I'm going to see if he wants it. If he doesn't, then it's going to go on my shelf. If he still does, then I'll put it in his office. But yeah, so there's the Hunger Games series, which I will be keeping. This one is actually a new book. So we're getting into the stuff I bought now. So this book, it was from Chapters. I had went looking for the tome, the Bell Tolls, or the Bell Tomes, or whatever it's called. I don't know. I'll put it up here. But I was looking for that book. I ended up finding it, but I found this one first. The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. And, like, I could only get one book at the time, so I was like, oh, I'm going to pick up this one because I've seen it all over the place, and, like, it sounds interesting. I read the first little bit. It's meh so far. But, again, I'm only, like, 20 pages in or something. And it's all from his POV so far, and I like reading from a female perspective, so, like, I'm hoping that there's more of her POV coming up. But, so I bought that. I'm hoping on reading it after I finish my course, because I don't have the time or brain power right now to focus on reading. And then we went to the used bookstore, and I used up some of my credits because I had like 100 credits, 100 and something credits. And I think I used up like 40 something of them, so I still have credits, and plus I'm going to be donating even more books, a lot of kids books, so I'm going to be getting more credits. But so the first book, which is actually the last book I picked up, but I don't know if it's the first book in the series or not, but it's Three Dark Crowns, and it's just a book I've seen like all over the place since it released. And ooh, I love that. So like, I don't know if you can see this, but like it has the uneven pages where it just looks like they were ripped out of like a notebook. Oh, I love that. Anyways, yeah, so I don't really know what it's about, but I've seen it all over the place. I've wanted to read it, so I grabbed it. I'm gonna have to look up if it's the second or first book, but I will be sure to look into that. The next one is actually a series. And they had the second book there, but it was in softcover, and I wanted to get the hardcover because, like, look at this. So you see that? Like, that's so cool. I love that. So the first book is called Ghost Girl. Ghost Girl. The second one is, or sorry, the third book is Ghost Girl Lovesick. That's the second one. And the third one is Ghost Girl Homecoming. So I'm going to have to order that one online probably. But I have no idea what it's about. I just really liked it for the cover, honestly. I'm planning on reading it though, because I'm hoping that it's a good comp book for Hamilton House Hauntings. If not, then that's fine too, but I'm hoping. I think I got more middle grade than I did anything else, honestly. The Hidden Knife was the next book. Also middle grade. I saw it and I really liked the cover. It has to do with like a door opened between worlds or something, and so she's human and he's something else. I think there's a romance in it. I don't know. I'm hoping so. Like a cute little middle grade romance would be really fun. This is another one I picked up in hopes that it will be a comp for Hamilton House Haunting, which is Ghosts. It didn't seem too spooky. Oh, it's a graphic novel. That's fun. Yeah, it doesn't seem really spooky. It seems more like girl is friends with ghosts kind of thing. But yeah, so I grabbed that. And then this is a series that I had growing up that I got rid of a long time ago, and I saw it and I was like, you know what? I want this series back. And that's Emily Winsnap. This is the first book. Emily Winsnap. Well, the tale of Emily Winsnap. So she turns into like a mermaid and stuff. And she didn't know she was a mermaid. And I actually had a middle grade story idea kind of similar, where like a girl is I think it's called a Yelkie. No, that's not the right word. But like it's a girl who's like part seal, and like fishermen often capture them and take away their seal coat. That way they can't go back to the sea and stuff. And I had an idea for a story about a little girl who is one. I actually saw a movie that kind of inspired the idea too, where like this girl's mom passed away or like returned to the sea or something, and she is also one of them. Silky, that's what's called, a Silky. And she ends up having to choose between her Silky side and her dad and brother. And so yeah, and the brother throughout the movie dislikes her because he blames her for the mom missing and all that stuff, or going away, because she left shortly after the daughter was born. And yeah, it's a good movie. I don't remember what it's called, but I've watched it like 2 or 3 times now. And then the last book I got was In Every Generation, which is like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of thing. I've never actually watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this book follows her niece, I believe. Yeah, Aunt Buffy. So I'm hoping that there's not too many references that I won't get, but if there is, then I might just like donate it back or something. I'm going to keep the sticker on because I get half credit if the sticker's still on. But yeah, if I don't like it or don't get the references, then I'll return it. And if I like it, then I will keep it. But yeah, that is my book haul free capture book thing. But yeah, there's a lot of tiny libraries in Sudbury, and I really want to see some, so maybe we will do that in this video. I don't know. If not, then this video was literally just me talking about books the whole time. Yeah, I will see you in either the next clip or the next one. Bye!